Right, Trade Legends podcast, new episode. We've got Graham Mundy in from Mundy Van Security. Now, this is the podcast that every tradesman is going to want to listen to because we are addressing tool theft out of vans, but what Graham does, and you may have seen it on social media, if you haven't, you're living under a rock. Graham makes the cages, what do you call them, gates?
Yeah, gates.
The gates that go inside your van that are, at the moment, 100% success rate so far.
Fingers crossed.
And you are also the most trusted van security company in 2024, which is hats off to you, because what you're putting out there is the solution for people getting their tools stolen. They're getting into vans, and once they're in the vans, the tools are going. But you've proved it with the social media stuff that you've put out. Those gates inside the vans, 100% success rate.
Seems to be working so far.
Yeah, they're working. So what we're going to do, Graham, is we're going to go through quickly your sort of backstory, what we do on Trade Legends, you know, have a little bit of an insight in who you are, how you've got to where you are now, literally game changing the trades with the van security. And then we can go on to talk about how these gates, not how they work, but how the idea come about and what you're doing, because, you know, what you're doing for the tool theft thing is, it's what we need, and why van manufacturers aren't doing this to start with. Obviously, you'll be out of a job.
Yeah,
but
I've got an idea.
But, you know, so just sort of take us back to where you've come from, in a sense, because people will have seen you online, and you're not a tradesman.
No.
But you are basically been sort of welcomed into the trade community because you are just saving people's livelihoods, you know. Yeah. So take us back. Where have you come from? Build that picture to where you've got to Mundy Van Security.
So I was in the armed forces I was in the 1st Battalion Welsh Guards for 7 years.
Okay.
I got out in 2012. A couple of my friends were getting out as well. So I left. I was working for British Gas at the time, laying mains.
So coming out of the army, you're in a bit of a crossroads. I take it you didn't learn a trade in the
No, not at all. I was just an infantry soldier. So
doing tours and stuff like that.
Yeah, I went to Afghan. I went to Bosnia. Also, wasn't really active at the time. Just there as a presence.
Right.
Afghan in 2009. Then it was Falkland Islands, just a presence again, just patrolling around the island.
Yeah.
Then it's just constantly doing exercise, preparing for the next tour. Worst case scenario, always training.
So then you come out, and do you literally go, what do we do now? As an ex-soldier, do you...
I don't really get much qualifications. I had my HGV licence and just the wheel just a bit, I can put a graft in the shift, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I said, British Gas, I thought, I didn't really want to do this.
What was you doing at British Gas?
I was doing laying services to people's houses, with a fresh main put in, and obviously then laying a main into someone's house, then obviously make sure, putting notice on the door saying don't turn your gas hob on, obviously, all that good stuff. Didn't really work my cup of tea, and I thought I'll try something else, and tried being a bin man, typical squaddy, leaving it, bin man. Isn't it?
Is that the go-to? Is it?
Yeah, it just seems to be. So I tried that, and I thought I've got to do this to the day I retire. I thought I've got myself in house. I'm too old to go back to college and do all that, and I thought I'll try HGV and do a bit, because I've got my licences.
Yeah.
Did that for about 6 months. It was paying. I needed money coming in. And then my mate got out of the army. He's like, I'm going to be a landscaper.
Yeah.
So he got a tool, got some of those tools, got his van. 2 weeks later.
Oh, see, this is the sort of the seeds planted here, isn't it?
Yeah.
So your mates, your squaddy mates come out as well.
Yeah.
Doesn't know what to do. He's going, right, I'm going to be a landscaper.
Yeah. He said, he got his tools, got his first van. He lives in a flat, 3-story, so he lives on the 3rd floor. No lifts or anything like that. Van was parked outside. Citroen Berlingo.
Yeah.
Literally, woke up one morning. He lost, everything was gone. Whole van was empty. He lost about 2.5-3 grand's worth of tools. He lost a lot in work.
Yeah.
Then insurance company didn't pay out. What a shocker.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that at the time. What was the thing?
Right.
But obviously, I don't know. I'm not part of the trade then. I didn't know.
Yeah. So you're sort of seen it as a mate. Your mate's come to you and my van's been done over.
Yeah. And I was sitting there like, I was like, bloody hell. I was like, well, I don't know what to say, mate. And he said, I don't know what to do. I'm literally put everything into it. I lost everything. Then, so I've heard about these hook locks. Said the hook locks installed.
So the plate, the lock's put in.
Yeah.
Obviously, people will know you turn them and
The little hook lock, on the
that's it.
side
And it
door.
locks. Is it the top and the bottom, or you can have them wherever?
His one is at the bottom.
Okay.
On the blinker, they're at the bottom of the side door.
Right.
Literally ripped it off.
So they're sort of sold as massive deterrents. They're like the go-to lock, aren't they?
It's something you can buy off. You can actually buy himself and install himself. Come instructions.
Right. Okay.
But he had them fitted.
Yeah.
Then, like I said, I think it's 5-6 days later, got done again. He had nothing in his van.
Right. But they ripped the van apart.
Yeah, his van was written off.
So whenever them hook locks go in, if you want to get into the van with them on, you're making a mess, aren't you?
Yes, because obviously it goes from your van doors like 0.6 to 0.8 mil thick, and they're held in place by rivets.
Yeah.
Then it hooks onto the other side of the main part of the van, and that's still getting held in by rivets. And it's so you're going to get past it. You're going to have to do some sort of damage.
Just peeling the van back, ain't you?
Yeah, well, we've all seen it.
Yeah.
So he had that, and then he went, fuck it, I'm going to buy a prison van.
When you told me that off camera, you went, the seed was sort of sown. You went, I'm going to buy a prison van.
Yeah.
And as soon as you said it, I went, yeah, it makes complete sense for a tradesperson to use a prison van because they've got that cage.
Everything's already in.
Yeah.
And I was like, bloody hell, it was like 10 miles to the gallon or something. So like, great big box, cut around people's driveways, just, with all his gear and out cutting grass and doing what he does. And I was like, I said, mate, I used to done a bit of welding before joining the army. And I said, let me knock you up something. So I made his gates outside his house, and I really upset his neighbour. He's working nights, proper, come out, giving me jip. Because I was cutting and grinding away. Because I was first time thinking about how it goes in.
Yeah.
I removed it. I must have moved about 15, 20 times, cutting it, getting it all jidded in.
Grinders on it, the lot.
Yeah, and he came out, literally went nuts. Big lad as well. I thought he was just going to fold me up. Where he was going, he's a monster.
Yeah.
And I was like, he went, I've been done twice already. I've got a Ferraro.
Was he a tradesman then?
Yeah, he was a tradesman himself. He was doing it like electronics, doing all the electrical work at Tesco's at night when the shops closed.
Okay.
So what he did.
Then, so he's seen you doing that, and he's gone, I get it. I get what you're doing.
I said, yeah, but I said, mate, I'll put a gate in your van. I said, give me a second, I haven't figured this one out yet. So give me half an hour.
And is this the first one you've done?
Yeah,
for your mate?
Very first one. Then I made his gate on my drive. It was literally a 45-second walk from my house. Then I upset my neighbour because they just had a newborn. They just come out of hospital, and the newborn in and out of hospital wasn't very well. And he came out, can you stop that noise? My daughter can't sleep. And I was like, yeah, mate, apologise. Yeah, mate, I'll stop immediately. And he went, oh, mate, I was just seeing you fitting gates over there because I've been done twice. I've been done 3 times, sorry. And he went, you got a Ford Custom.
This the other neighbour?
Yeah, they're not my next door neighbour yet.
And it just goes to show, doesn't it, the amount of people that have been done.
At first, I just put 4 wooden pegs on the floor in my garden, levelled it off, and this is literally how I started. Literally a welder, a grinder I found in the garage I moved into, and a Black & Decker drill.
Love it.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I did that. The missus, a little look online, she went, tool, van security, like tool theft, and that's rife. I said, I only had a Peugeot 3, I've never even owned a van. Yeah. And then the next year, oh, here you go, I've stuck some pictures, I made your little Facebook page.
So when's this? How long ago is this?
This was about 6 months before the first lockdown.
Okay, so I always forget when it is, 2020? 2020. March 2020. So yeah.
Not the best time to set up a business, I suppose.
Well, was it a business at this point, or was it just doing a little bit?
No, it was just doing it on the side.
Yeah.
I work for Severn Trent Water.
Yeah.
So I'm still there now. So I do nights, shifts. So mornings, afternoons, nights, 4 on, 4 off, and I'm 4 off.
See, this is what people probably don't realise with you, and I didn't when we was chatting earlier, that you're still full-time employed with Severn Trent, but the persona that you've got on social media and it's building it all the time it's a proper full company. You say you got a couple of lads working full time for you.
I've got Cal and Joe. They are full time, so I've trained them up. They do most of the installs and most of the gates. And on my 4 off, I'll do mostly the on-site installations, or if vans we've never come across before, I'll go out, pretend to go to the dealers, pretend to go and buy a van, take my tape measure of me, take loads of pictures, videos, come back and we knock it up on a table. Or worst case scenario, that I'll rent a van for a week, and I'll go to, I can't say the name, but I'll go to the local car dealer, get a rental van, bring it to the workshop, measure it up, make a gate, we fit it, get the camera around, see where the wiring looms are and all that good stuff. Then we remove it. Then we're like, first, not quite right. We fit it back in, and then we make a template, and then we got that then.
But that's where you are now.
Yeah.
Just take me back to the second or third gate that you've done, and it's just before lockdown. So you've done a few of them.
Yeah.
Then your lockdown's coming in. So how's that sort of idea then going to progress to where it is now?
So my first year, I did 3 vans for the whole year. So then my first attempt my customer had was in Birmingham, and him and his brother wanted the gates in his van, and his brother's van. They both had Ferraros, and his brother had it installed, loved it, happy days. Then his brother was like, well, he's still going to get van damages. So I said, well, we'll get these alarms fitted, and you don't have to get van damages, but if you do get a slash or a drill mark, you can still go to work, you still got your tools, insurance premium's not going to rise for the next 5 years. So his brother said no. Then a year
So one of them had your gates fitted?
Yeah, and they both worked together.
Okay.
So, and they went off, then a year later I got a message about 6 o'clock in the morning. So I was on nights at the time, and I opened it up, I thought, oh mate, just let you know, thank you very much. Just saved myself 15k in tools. But my brother's van, on the other hand, the one that said no to you, he's lost everything, and he'll like some gates in his van. So I was like, right, okay, yeah, mate, I'll sort them out.
Yeah. So you're in sort of COVID times now, lockdown, and you're just doing a few here and there.
I was the main priority. Like, what do you call it? What is it when you're in main? What's that when you're in the main job? I was working for Severn Trent, but I was doing like 60, 70 hours a week.
Right.
I worked on a team of 6 at the time.
Yeah.
And if one of us get positive COVID, it normally wipes the whole team out.
Got you.
We have 7 teams. Because
you were working in bubbles and all that sort of
stuff. So if we're working a team and one gets tested positive, obviously they put your name in, don't you? And then you get that text message. Then we got to isolate. So we were working on alternative supplies. So like I said, with the main bursts or like a village goes out, hospital, anything with 20 properties or above, we'll go out in 17k, 27k tankers, and we're pumping through the hydrants, keep the water on supply while the gangs fix the burst, and do all that. So keeping like care homes, hospitals, vulnerable customers.
Got you.
Actually, it could go on for weeks at a time. We're coming with tankers, just keep pumping in.
So you're doing that, and then at the same time is more people beginning to hear about the gates? Because at this point, did you have your Facebook group?
Yeah, I had Facebook set up. Well, actually, Mrs. did all that for me because I'm literally don't have a bloody
Technophobe.
Clue. Yeah, I am. Yeah, literally.
I can fit gates, mate, but someone else will do it.
Took pictures, and Mrs. Well, you need a logo.
See, the logo's great. It's good.
She's done it all. Literally, apart from like the physical, she actually a lot of physical stuff. She actually does a lot of the painting and all that when we first started. Yeah, and then we had identical twin girls.
Right.
And that took a hit then. And I thought, oh, listen, I've got to take that. I've got to look after these. And I was helping on my 4 off. Then I'm trying to fit gates. Then, I showed the CCTV earlier of that person on that drive. He had his van shaking.
Yeah.
That video went viral. Just went bloom, massive.
So Graham showed me a lot of footage going into it, and some we'll come on to shortly about the testing side of it that we can't show it.
Much of
but yeah, he showed me a video of basically someone getting into the side and they're literally hanging off the gates, aren't they? And within 20 seconds, they're waste of time and they're gone. And that's the good thing about it. So you're coming through COVID. At what point are you now going, this is gaining enough momentum to be a thing?
Yeah, so I left. I left Severn Trent.
Yeah.
Then what I didn't realise is how difficult it was trying to get a house on a limited company.
Yeah.
Absolute nightmare. I didn't realise. So I spoke to my accountant. I said, I'm leaving Severn Trent. She went, your house payment should be good. Eventually we get you set up PAYE, you can get your house payment sorted out. I said, no, I haven't got a house yet. I want to get a house. She just laughed down the phone to me.
Because you'd left your job, set your business up.
Yeah, gone full time.
Yeah.
And then she went, well, what you need to do is go back to a PAYE job, get some money saved now, go at it, then go back to PAYE job. So I went back to Severn Trent. They're good enough to take me back. Fair play to them.
Yeah. But there must have been enough demand for those gates for you to go, right, I'm going to jack my job in. Yeah. So where's that demand coming from? Obviously, you've got your social media. Is that predominantly where it's coming from now?
And word of mouth. I don't pay for advertising. No. Apart from also you got your Google, all that sort of Instagram.
You don't pay for any of that?
Don't pay for anything. Just word of mouth. And I'll do a lot of my customers where what I do is say customer gets their van gates installed. I say to him, say they've got a Ford Connect Berlingo and he got his mates, so then you get 50 quid for a Connect or Berlingo, and that'd be non-stop. And you get a Ford Custom Ferraro transporter size van, you get 75 quid.
You get 75 quid for what?
For every referral.
Oh, right. Okay, so you do like a referral thing?
Yeah, do every referral.
Oh, okay.
And like Mark 8 Transit, Sprinter, all the big vans, you get 100 quid.
Have you ever thought about sort of going to Severn Trent, for instance, going, look, I can fit these gates in your vans, or like British Gas fans,
Yeah.
these big firms are going, look, you get me to do X amount of gates, I'll do you that deal. That might be a way in.
Fingers crossed that's going to be the way forward, I think.
Yeah, because I think with the social media presence, everyone, people that listen to this and watch on YouTube, they're going to be pretty savvy on the socials and that, and obviously the clips that we're going to put out will be on Instagram. So a lot of people will have seen your products.
Yeah, definitely.
So just talk us through that process. Say I come in with my van. Obviously, don't give away everything because I know there's a lot. It's not just box tube. There's a lot to your gates.
A lot of internals that people don't.
So just sort of talk us briefly through the process of it. So say I turned up in a transit.
Yeah.
What how do you go about it then?
Well, so we've got 3 types of gates for this. For anything like a custom onwards, I've got 3 types of gates. So actually when I first started setting up a business, I'm a lot made mistakes doing about false flooring. So I never owned a van. So I was actually carpenters doing they do their own racking, don't they? 9 out of 10. So now I ask for pictures of your van, or your side door and your rear door, and you wouldn't believe how many people don't know what van they have. They say, mate, I got a transit, mate. Yeah, and I say, yeah, but is it? And then they go, oh, so transit, what? Mark 8. I went, oh, okay, but there's 4 types of that transit.
Long wheelbase, short H1s, H2s.
Yeah, the L3, H3. So the side door's the same, but the rear door's even higher. So then they go, yeah, I got a transit. And he turns out a Ford Custom, but it is a Ford Transit Custom.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right, okay, now we've gone there. Now I've asked for pictures of the van, vehicle reg, and the side door and rear door open.
Yeah.
Then, like I say, here's your 3 gates. Pick which one will suit you the best.
Because you can have them either like a cantilever.
Yeah, the bifolding, yeah.
The bifold in the back or the side or however you want it, or the big open gate like a garden gate.
And they can pick and choose. Obviously, they know what if you're working in London, car parks, tight spaces, bifolds are the way forward.
Yeah.
And like I said, they pick and choose. Then I send them the videos over. Obviously, the 3 types of gates. Then I will send them the testing, so that give people assurance.
So can you send, because what Graham's done is show me off camera the videos that you have to have. So all your gates are tested, aren't they?
Yeah, tested by Sole Secure Limited. So I tried to get them Thatcham approved, level 3 mechanical, but they stopped doing that 7-8 years ago. So then they put me onto Sole Secure Limited. They do all that. They do. You can't make I can't make a security product and go it does this and this. So I thought I took a video where I took a sledgehammer to the gate for 18 minutes. Then eventually they'd fold.
Properly going at it.
Yeah, well, me and 2 other lads, because we had a new lad started, and he went, oh, I can get into your van. I can get to that easy.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, and I was like, the other lad there, like, don't. And he went, I went to me, I'll get into your van in less than 2 minutes. And I said, knock me off for the day, pay me. And I said, mate, if you get in 2 minutes with this sledgehammer, so I'll take you home, I'll give you your 50 quid, and I'll buy your Mackies, and I'll pick you up tomorrow. So no problems, mate. And he had an identical twin brother who worked with me at the same time, and his brother was like, don't do it. Right. Then next, said, yeah, go on then. But if you don't, these gates are the old version, so you have to install the new versions, but you do it on your day off. You went, okay then, Sam, go for it. So what I thought, he's gonna try to not hit my van for fuck's sake. Yeah. And I said, there you go. So like 3 minutes into it, going away with a sledgehammer, blowing. And your brother went, I'm going to jump on it now. Same rules apply. You got another 3 minutes on top of that. Then I thought, I'll have a go at it as well. I thought I'll chuck it into it. Then he got the wrecking bar out, trying to pop the hinges and all this good stuff. Didn't get out. 18 minutes went by. And I said, that's what, see you Sunday. Yeah. Said, I'll pick you up, drop you off, and give me a shout.
Just didn't. I've seen the footage. Yeah. But, so they've done the real world test on it, if you like. But then you sent it to that company, didn't you?
Sole Secure Limited. So
talk us through that whole sort of process and what you get from that.
So obviously, I want it. So a lot of people going, they're your mates and that, getting professionally tested. So I tried that and didn't work. Sole Secure said, they gave me the list. So it starts with bronze, gold, diamond. So bronze is your typical crowbar, and each attempt lasts for 5 minutes. So
to put it in perspective, what would a lock, a lever lock be?
Technically, so a security device has to last for 5 minutes of abuse.
Okay.
And I think we all know, like a hook lock, wouldn't really, probably 35, 45, like maybe a minute. Yeah.
Well, you think a standard van, we know nothing on it is 5 seconds, if that, and they're in. Yeah. So the what they call latch.
Yeah, the hook lock.
The hook lock. So the hook lock is 45 seconds, a minute tops.
I think we all seen the footage of it.
And they peel your vans to pieces.
Yeah, especially with the anti-peel. They literally in, and it's just normally 9 times out of 10, sometimes that much damage your van's written off, especially with Ford Customs as well. It's nearly a 9 to 12 month waiting period for a new side door.
Of course it is. Yeah, that's the problem now as well, isn't it? When they are doing your van, it's all right. I'll get back to work, but you can't have your van for 6 months because they can't supply the doors.
Now, because you got a rental van for that amount of time, and sometimes it's worth more than your van.
Cool.
So then write it off, and you buy it back and buy a second-hand door.
So what was the time? So that was bronze. Let's say 60 seconds max for them hook locks. So with yours, you've sent yours off to.
So I bought a Mark 7 Transit short wheelbase because they said what the first thing we'll put it into a frame when we test it, but because they know the van doors are quite flimsy so what he said, we're going to do it in real world. We buy a van, put your gates in there, and we'll test it inside the van. So I bought a Mark 7 Transit, stuck some side gates in, and we've got a trailer because it's got no engine or gearbox in it.
Oh, it's just a shell.
Just a shell.
Yeah.
So I thought they're going to go to town with it. They're going to do some damage here. So they literally rolled it off into their workshop, laid all the tools out. So like I said, it's crowbar, 5 minutes.
So the video I've seen, they literally put a timer.
Managed timer
on the side of the van, and for the first 5 minutes, your man's on there with a crowbar, but not just a little crowbar. He's got a scaff pole on it.
Yeah,
he's properly going at
crowbar, wrecking bar, scaffolding tube on the end of the wrecking bar. Must be about 2 meters away from the workshop.
Yeah,
away from
hanging
the van.
off it.
Bang, you've seen the videos.
Yeah.
Then he drilled 3 12mm holes into the locking mechanism.
Of the locks that you fit on your gates.
On the gates, drilled holes into them. Then the barrels, the half Euro cylinders, they test the same. The company what do the barrels, they've had them tested by them as well. So they're diamond rated barrels for diamond rated for the gates. Then they used lamp hammers, chisels, the wedges and that. No,
I've seen it, and they are properly going at this gate with the lump hammers.
They get paid more if they get in because
that's right. You were saying. Yeah. So the lads, they say to him, if you can get into that.
Yeah, so I've got to pay again, change the design, do all this. He said, get into it. You can go home, and you have to do any testing. Yeah. Then I thought, then it comes the big one. Then diamond, obviously a grinder.
Yeah.
It gets 2 5 milliamp batteries and as many blades. You can change within 5 minutes. So he went 5 minutes on the hinge. Went for about 60% through the hinge. Still working.
So 5 minutes.
Yep.
Bearing in mind you've got 3 hinges.
Yep.
5 minutes, and he's got 60% through one of the hinges.
Yeah.
And that's 5 minutes. You just think, if that's outside someone's house, that's
So that door opens, the alarm's going off, and some of the alarms are fit as well. You get a phone call.
Yeah, of course, because you do the alarms. We'll get onto the alarms in a minute. So the so that company, your man's there with his angle grinders, and he's done the locks, he's done the bolts. He ain't getting in.
No, so he does. Yeah, so he does 5 minutes on the hinge. Then he thinks, actually, I've done the wrong. He thinks if he can justify, he can use a different part location on the gate. So he has to spend 5 minutes on the hinge. Then he went, actually, I'm going to go for your lock now. And he spent another 5 minutes, new blade on, another 5 minutes on the hinge, on the gate, on the locks. Didn't gain entry. Then he spent another 5 minutes taking the lock off, trying to take the face of the lock off.
So that's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get into that. So that's 15 minutes of a guy with all the tools there in the middle of the day so he can do what he likes.
Yeah, and also he knows the gates are there because 9 out of 10 they don't come up with a grind. It's too noisy.
Course,
they just tin snips.
A tiny little drill. Whatever.
In, bam, or round or like I said, the worst work I said, they just go through your plates anyway.
But that's a testament to you, Graham, isn't it? The guys, that's what they do, and they're 15 minutes on it with all the gear. They still ain't getting on. And this is why you've got that 100% at the moment success rate on these gates.
So the gates have improved as well because they gave us some they said suggestions. So that use the same barrels, make them a little bit smaller, put it beyond the thing. Got some other stuff I'm not going to say on here.
You said there is. It's not just box sections on these. Graham spent a lot of time, a lot of money making these gates.
Yeah, patenting it all as well.
Of course, they're patented as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
So we were saying as well that whenever you think of something that is a good idea that no one's done, people begin to jump on it. But you've had it, haven't you? You've had obviously social media stuff. People have seen your gates. But now you're getting the people trying to copy them, aren't you?
I'm happy for it. But like I said, you can't make a security product. Like obviously, this other company's not going to know what's inside my gates.
Yeah.
So they've just copied my idea. Obviously, nobody knows what's inside. There's only me and one other person.
Yeah.
And like go for their comment section. These are Mundy's gates, and they're like.
But that's got to be quite nice for you.
It's good
that people are going.
Send it to me as well.
They're seeing this guy who's, at the end of the day.
I'm up for it. I'm up for it.
they're
Nice.
doing it. But
Yeah.
the fact that people are seeing it and going, they're Mundy gates.
Yeah.
You've already got that
Yeah, it's brilliant.
that sort of brand.
It's quite
if you
nice
like.
actually. As I was sitting there, thought, oh, it's good that.
Yeah,
Copy my
yeah.
idea. Consider
Yeah.
I'm just before I was just a squaddy. You know what I mean? And I'll come up with a diamond rate products. There's quite a few like other companies come up with try to get diamond and don't get diamond, and I did it on my first attempt.
See, hats off to you, mate. Hats off to you.
Graft that was.
So you've now got that big online social presence. So how's that working out for you? How are you finding the industry? Because obviously, like you said, you're not from a trade background,
No.
but you've sort of been embraced in by every tradesman.
I hear the stories every day.
Yeah.
I turn up.
You must get tagged in everything.
Literally, yeah, especially on Instagram, like Stolen Tools UK. I get a lot of people like tag me and stuff and send me clips up. They send me it straight to my phone, and it's just like fans went up to a workshop, and you can see the damages. They've gone through the plates or gone around the plates. Or was a hole in the roof. So I was like, oh, it's just.
I suppose that's got to be the next thing for you, hasn't it? Or is it? Because I've put it here. How do you scale? How do you want to scale your? How do you want to scale Mundy Van Security? Yeah. And people will say now, you've nailed the side and the back, but they're beginning to come through the roof, aren't they?
Yeah. Obviously, I'll do a full internal cage as well.
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah, I've got what called the Fort Knox package. So, yeah.
Love it.
So, like, it comes, because a diamond is 3 hinges, 1 lock. So, if some people, a lot of customers are now putting 2 locks on the gates, and they want 4 hinges, so it's completely customisable. Oh, okay. So I'll put on an extra hinge for this
much. So you'll do it exactly how anyone wants it?
Yeah.
There's your base. We'll go over prices in a bit, because I said to Graham, are you happy to put it out there? And he's like, yeah, of course. So we'll talk about that in a bit, but people can customise them however 100%. They want, and obviously through the roof, because people are now just tin snipping the roof. And the thing with it is, you've got alarms on your van, they're on the roof, tin snipping the roof, how they can get in, clear your van out and out.
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning, your van's fine. You go to work, you open the side door, and your van's fucking empty.
Yeah. What makes it worse is there's an imprint on the roof, so they know exactly where to cut.
Yeah. Is that for sunroofs? Isn't it? Because
I'm not sure. It's just where when it on the factoring.
Right.
So they normally use a nibbler tool because it's on a drill. Yeah. And they just literally straight round your van.
Yeah, because what's your metal on your roof of your van?
0.8 tops, and it's literally. Well, it's the same way I've lost. It's on my old phone. I've lost it, but we put flat bar on the roof, and the nibbler tool can't go as high as the material that we put in, so it gets jammed, and it pops and just banks the nibbler. So the nibbler tool got stuck in the roof, and he took it off his drill, and it's just left in the roof. It was like spot on. Giggled that tickled that did, and we removed it, and literally just welded his roof back up for him, and just sound on his way.
But I suppose that is the way I've put about scaling it. But you've already ticked that off. If people want the Fort Knox package, they can have it. And I said to you earlier about getting in with companies. If you could do that to secure,
one day, hopefully soon,
that'd be the one to get, wouldn't it? I mean, what you're doing for the industry is mega anyway. But if from a business point, for your business point, if you could go right, we're having all the British Gas fans, and you do 3 a week, or how long does it take to make a cage up?
So to make a gate for say like a Ford Custom, one side door and rear door, takes around 5 hours, give or take. Then that's completely all done. Then it takes roughly.
How long does that take to fit them?
So the old shape customs, I'm probably about another 2 weeks away to turn them into packs. So I can actually post them out to you now. You can actually fit them yourself.
Right.
So, but it takes around probably an hour and a half, 2 hours to.
But that's you doing it day in, day out.
Yeah, day in, day out. So, but we made it's all telescopic now. So literally, I can send it to you on a pallet, and you can actually start fitting it yourself. So some people, like I said, a lot of customers get done in Ireland. I didn't realise it's quite rife over there.
What is it?
And they've got quite a few customers come over to us. So for my Irish customers, I meet them in Holyhead Port, and I'll fit their gates in Holyhead Port. They go out for a drink, water, juice, and that. Then they go back on it and go back on the ferry over. Yeah. So now I've got to that point now. For actually, I need to start making packs, and people can fit them themselves.
Yeah. So you're going to be sending them out.
Yeah.
So you are happy for me to ask costing wise, which is great, because then people will know.
Yeah.
Before we do that, I just want to say, if you're watching this and enjoying this video, get subscribed to the Trade Legends podcast, get subscribed to the YouTube channel, give us a follow on Spotify, Apple Play, all them sort of bits. But get in the comments and let me know if your van's been done, or if the gates are going to be the solution for you, because so many tradespeople out there are suffering with this. And now, we have mentioned this over the years I know when Pete used to do the podcast years ago, he was a massive advocate of getting van companies to do some sort of security in the vans, but they just don't seem to do it. And I've got down here, what's your view on van manufacturers' security? Which is kind of a double-edged sword for you, because they're not supplying what you're now supplying. And I think they have tried to do it in the past, like crappy little things.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you can. I know when I spec my van, you could tick the box for, do you want deadbolts putting in and this, that, and the other. And I didn't go for it, you know, for various reasons. But it's always been that thing, and the common sort of debate is, why aren't van manufacturers making vans more secure? But a transit van shell isn't just a panel van, is it? It goes out to be a camper van. It could be a refrigerated van. So there's X amount of different versions of that van. So they can't, I get it, they can't make these vans massively secure for just tradespeople. Yeah. But what do you think they can do as van manufacturers?
It's difficult because like, I'm not sure if they're learning, because the old shape Ford Custom and the new shape lock mechanism is in the same place.
Are they?
Exact same place, and the Thieves know it as well.
Because they literally know the millimetre where to go. Is that what it is?
It literally is, with the crease. I'm not going to say too much, but and it's same place in the old and the new shapes.
And they haven't even changed it.
Doesn't look like it.
Even if they moved it a tiny bit, I'm sure they could do. I mean, you've dug into them a lot, because we're going to get onto it again in a minute. You touched on it earlier that you have rented vans to find out, which is amazing, the fact that you're going out your way to hire a van to measure it up for your cages. But van manufacturers aren't learning, and it makes you think, are they not learning because they know people are going to buy another van or another door? Or
supply and demand, isn't it?
Yeah.
If it's 9 months to 12, or 9 months to 12 months for a new side door, something's working, isn't it?
Yeah. But you said earlier on that, and when you said about it, I was like, I love the fact that you're going that far to cover all bases. So, for instance, there's a new Transit come out. It's the same as a Transporter, and it's the same van.
The new shape Custom Transporter is the same van. Yeah.
So, I mean, you may or may not have done it with the Ford. I don't know, but let's say you've got a new van coming out. You know, whatever make it is. So you will go in, because not many tradespeople may have that, but you want to be able to supply that gate for that van. So you'll go and hire it, or you'll go into the showroom and measure it up.
Yeah. For the new shape Custom, I was buying some paint from the gates, and I saw the new shape Custom across the road. And the bloke's getting all his tools out. And literally, I said, mate, do us a favour. I didn't even have a tape measure on me. Mate, I need to measure your gates up?
Oh, he was just tradesman working out of it?
Literally, And so we went, he's a bit sketchy at first.
Did you tell him what you did?
Yeah, so I said, mate, look, here's my website. Showed him all the pictures. I said, I haven't done this one, but I've got one in a couple of weeks. So I need to get this done. So I measured it up for, the rear door's near enough the same, apart from the obviously switches on for the lights, for the interior lights on the right-hand side. And the side door, there's a little bit of change, but nothing I can't figure out. Took good video, pictures, and I failed. The side door failed terribly, absolutely spectacular, because the side door has a step going into. So the old shape Customs, you can just step into the van. Right. But with the new shape, there's another internal step.
Oh, there's a step, and then it goes into the back.
Yeah, and I didn't take that in consideration. Probably the side door took me the best part of a day to figure it out.
Right.
But yeah, so like I've done before, I've gone out to rent a van for a week, and the first time I took it back, and it's only got 2 miles on the clock.
So you've rented it from wherever, got it back to your unit, and it's not moved?
No, it's basically just under 3 miles, and then it got a bit sketchy, because they thought I was taking the gearboxes out, taking the engines out, replacing them with obviously broken ones, nicking parts. And I was like, no, mate, I'm not doing any of that. I said, I'll make security gates, and I haven't done this van before, and I'm literally...
Oh, you told them? You said?
Yeah, because they wouldn't believe me, because they literally, they checked GPS, it stayed here for a week.
Yeah.
And I was like, mate, I'm telling you, I'm not... I said, go and get sent off, go and get it all checked over, check all the serial numbers, all the parts, engines, all you want.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, okay, then I said, do I get a discount? I'm not driving any miles on it, I'm literally just driving it.
You've hired it to do 500 mile.
And I said, I'm only driving it, I'm literally taking pictures, and I'm putting the gates in and out, and I'm adjusting them if need to be. They went, no.
But they were all right with it. Did they get it? Did they get
They get it, yeah. And they said, now I'll go back quite often to the same place now, so I'm not going anywhere else, because I'll get the same issues.
So you go back to the same place you hired that, and they're like, all right, great, we've got this one here. Or they'll even give you a ring. Yeah,
so like we've got these new shape Custom, or the new shape vans coming out now. So we've got Nissan Interstar, like I know it's different, so I've gone there. We've got a new one coming in a couple of weeks. So I said, yeah, I'd have that, and I'll just spend a week on it and put the cameras around, see where the wiring looms are.
Oh, cool. What, in the actual bit that you're going to bolt onto?
Yeah, because obviously the where I attach my gates, I'll attach it to the strongest part of the van, because there's all the crumple zones, and so you can obviously that's where you want your gates to be installed.
Yeah.
So make sure I don't put any holes in the roof. I'm measuring everything. Yeah, so now they know that I'm not nicking the parts out of it and taking God knows what.
So as well, when you're measuring up, you've got to give us as tradespeople the biggest area, loading area.
Yeah.
So, because a lot of people, I think a lot of people will think if we're having gates in there,
you lose space.
You're going to lose space.
Yeah.
But obviously you'll lose a little bit.
Yes, some vans are worse than others. Like the Transporter, you do lose a little bit of space. But most of the gates, all the gates they'll fit underneath the rubber seal of your van.
Yeah.
So that's where, and then on the side door, especially like the Crafters and Sprinter vans, they sit within the side step, so you don't lose any space.
Right, got you.
And like I think you see in my van, all my walkie pack-up gears on the back.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to. So I open up the gates and all my kit's there. So you actually gain space in certain circumstances.
But it's quite interesting when I met up with you at the tool rally. When we went down to the tool rally, and we met up at I forget the place we met now.
It was in the services from Warwick Services, wasn't it?
We met there. That's right, Warwick Services. And me and Pointy come over and we was looking in your van. And you said something quite interesting, that you don't shut your van at night, do you now?
No.
Because you've got your gates in there, and it makes complete sense. You've got those gates in there. So am I right? You'll close your door, but you'll leave it open, but it's completely shut.
Yeah. So
but not shut.
Yeah. So I'll lock the van door on your key fob. So I lock it, and then I'll use the unload and key button. So I push that, and that leaves your cab locked. Then I'll slightly pull the handle, and I'll leave it slightly ajar. Set my alarms, motion sensor alarms, and I'll walk away.
So if a thief come up to it, naturally they're going to look, see the door open. They're not going to start peeling your van back.
There's no point, is there?
They're going to slide that open. Your alarm's going to go off. Can you fit the alarms as well?
Yeah, we fit some PIR motion sensor alarms, or the other type of alarms where they go off, but you also get a notification on your phone that you have to get a phone call.
Yeah.
And you change that number to a like a siren noise.
Yeah,
so you don't have to pick up.
On there, yeah.
You don't have to even pick up your phone. You can hear your phone going off, and you think, "Oh, someone's just opened my door."
Yeah.
Then none of the rest is up to you. But the gates.
But then you're not. The thieves come to get into your van. They've not damaged your van.
Yeah.
You know, lying in bed, you've got that.
Yeah.
That door, which is loads better than what the van door is anyway.
Yeah.
And they're going to see it and go, "There's not even a point here."
9 times out of 10, they just move on to the next van.
Yeah. So what sort of money? Everyone's going to want to know.
Yep.
What sort of money are you at? So I'm going to go a normal, mid-range size transit van that every builder, carpenter and plumber's got. What would you be at? Talk us through the packages then, if you like, where you're at.
So all my gates have the same hinges and same locks. So if you go for, I'll go for the cheaper models, what we charge £1,400, we're called bars only. They're more for like your landscapers or big generators and stuff like that. That's £1,400 for one side door, one rear door.
So one side, one rear.
£1,400. If you wanted what we call the van shield gate, that's the version that's been tested. But the only difference between number 2 and number 1, it's got galvanised steel mesh on the back.
Got you.
That's it. So it's practically exactly the same. So that's £1,535.
For your side and your back.
For your rear, yeah. One side, one rear. And for the bifolding gates, well, not tested, but they already have 3 extra hinges, exact same hinges that we used on the previous 2 models and what have been tested, what you've seen in the videos with the grinder. That's £1,635 for one side door.
For the bifold.
For one side, one rear.
So what would it be if someone wanted 2 side doors doing? You can build it up off that?
Yeah, you can. Like I said, a lot of my customers now want 2 locks. They're completely customisable. So it passed Diamond at 3 hinges, 1 lock. Then so a lot of customers now, well, actually, I want 4 hinges, 2 locks. So I can't imagine how much stronger that would be. So if it passed it Diamond at 3, but one customer, he's done 5 times, and in his head now, he's struggling to sleep. Yeah. Sent me a message about 3 weeks ago. I said, I've never had such a good night's sleep over it.
Since having your gates in.
It's just peaceful.
And the good thing with your gates as well, so for argument's sake, you're £1,600 to have your side, give or take, your side and your back done. But what you said is, say you sold that van, you can have that taken out, or you could take. Yeah. Is it something that you could take out yourself?
Yeah, you can. If you buy the same shape van, so Ford Custom the old shape to an old shape, you can fit them yourself.
Yeah.
But like I said, not what's happening now. What we just did yesterday, funny enough, that we took the rear gate out and we stood it into a new custom.
Tweaked it a bit.
Yeah, so the rear gate's slightly tweaked. It takes around about 15 minutes to tweak it. The door's actually the same size, just the framework.
Yeah.
Because obviously the buttons on the rear door, on the custom, they're actually on the frame. So, but yeah, we charge around 550 quid, give or take.
Yeah.
And that's cheaper than deadlocks and plates.
Yeah, of course.
And
like you say, once you've made the initial purchase, you've got it. You can swap it in between vans. And like you say, if you bought a different van, you could add on to it or whatever. But I just think it is a massive thing now, having them gates and the brand that you've got, and everyone is beginning to see these now. So many people within the industry, especially on social media. I know Dave Bishop, he's just had them put into his van. He's been done God knows how many times. Was it 16 times? He holds the record. Oh. It's not a great record to have. But you also did Paul Underwood's van as well. So Paul we had on, and he's the one where the footage of the other builders over there come over and this, that and the other. And Paul came up to you and he had his van done. He's got a high top. Was it a high top Merc? Transporter. Yeah. So there's a lot more work in that.
Yeah, that's so we charge 1,500 quid for option 1, bars only. I think it's 1,675 off the top of my head for option 2. That's what's been tested, but it's near enough the same one. Then 1,800 quid for a bifolds. Yeah. So government actually said that you can remove and put them to your next one. Yeah. So that's the beauty of it. Once you paid for it, you've got it.
Yeah. What you are doing for the industry with that is brilliant. I think if you're not having them fitted, you think 1,600 quid. People are spending, I don't know how much them latch locks are. Do you know how much?
They're roughly about 150 quid per door.
But you've got to put a price on your tools. If you're buying a new van, or you're buying a not brand new, but a new van, invest in that 1,600 quid.
The gates, on average, pay themselves back 8 times over.
Yeah. And like your man said, he can now sleep easy at night.
Yeah.
And I know full well, if I had him on mine, I'd be leaving that side door open, even when you're at work in the day.
It's tricky because it's insurance companies. So Zurich, some insurance companies now are taking them on. So Zurich, fair play, they take it on as additional security. But then, so if you use your hook locks, then you're going to get a lot of damages. But Sarge, it's better than your standard van security. Yeah. So it's a bit of.
I mean, if there are places where you're local to it. I'm local to you. We're only up the road, and there are places that I won't go and work in round here. Yeah. Because I know you can get done anywhere, but statistically, you're more likely to get done there than you are there. Whereas I know full well, if I had those cages in my van, we'll have a chat about it afterwards, because it's something that I think I need to get put in. But if you had the cages there, I think I would go to that job, get my tools off, and leave my side door open.
Yeah, like slightly ajar.
Even you can even leave it fully open.
There's no someone that actually does it. Just leaves it completely open.
I was just thinking in my head then, I would leave it open, because the moment they see it, they're going to go. Yeah, not
normally just move on to the next pool side and just go into the next van.
Yeah, and it's an absolute no-brainer. But we will add all your details into the description below, where they can get hold of you. Where are you based, just for people who are listening?
Based in Warwick, Leamington as well, Bishopsgate.
So you're just off the M40. Yeah. You're an hour outside London, middle of the country. If anyone up and down the country wants the gates doing, wants the van doing with some of Graham's security gates, then it's 100% worth it. We will put all your links down in the description below. So what we do at the end of the show is hand it basically over to you. Is there anything you want to say, whether it be people coming out of the army, going looking for work, whether it be a bit of advice to anyone who's coming into the industry and they're going, can I justify that cost? Or basically the floor's yours to plug your gates, whatever you want to do.
So it's a lot of people coming up with their own version of security. If you're going down the security sector, I'd say if you're going to make a product, get it. Don't do your own testing. Pay somebody else to do your testing, because then, obviously, social media. I made a video where we took a sledgehammer to the gates, and 3,000 comments. About 70% of it are, yeah, mate.
I'll get into that.
Yeah. So I've got a Mark 7 Transit now with the gates in that you've seen. I say, come on down. Yeah. I made it there. So I've gone to the Supertrowel in August.
Oh, you're going to Supertrowel?
Yeah. So I've got 2 stands there. So one with my van being there, and the other Mark 7 Transit, and we've got all the tools laid out, and we're going to let people have a go.
So you're going to put your van there
Yep.
and literally say to people, if you think you can get into that.
Yeah, you use the tools recommended by, because the gates are also secure
Yeah,
by
you can't
design.
turn up with anti-acetylene bottles and start cutting it out.
Yeah, do a forklift and just rip it out. It's just, you've got to do
Yeah.
the list, what's been approved by Sole Secure.
Yeah.
You got your grinders, you can have crowbars, wrecking bars, everything you can have, and you've got a certain amount of time, get in, and there'll be, we're not sure, we're going to put some sort of prize, tools, something on the inside, get in, it's yours. If you don't get in, we're going to have a little, maybe like set up a charity pot, you chuck a $5 in.
Mate, that is literally putting your money where your mouth is.
So we've had hook locks and plates installed onto the van. So you get past those first. Then, obviously, once that's done you can't redo it again because obviously the damage will be done. But we'll open the door and there'll be a little thing there. You got a certain amount of time, get in, be a massive clock, and we've got perspex going around, so they're going to be grinding. It's going to be loads of tools.
Love
Screw
that.
job. The full thing, there you go, mate. Seeing is believing. He's probably seen the comment section. Yeah, I can get into that, mate.
Everyone thinks they can
I'll
get
blow
into
the bloody
it.
doors off. Some bloke saying, I'll blow the bloody doors off. And I was just sitting there like, they're not, not indestructible, but what you're going to carry on you, you're going to have to have a go at that. So they said, we're going to let people now have a go.
Love that. That is going to be, that's your USP in it. That is going to just sell them. Bearing in mind, you go to Supertrowel, you're going to be full of burly builders, brickies.
Yeah,
they'll have a proper go at that.
Yeah, they're going to be shy. They're going to. So they're going to be 1 or 2 attempts. And if they do a bit of damage, we'll just take the lock out, put a new one in, or we fix the damages, then the next person can have a go. We're going to have a side door and the rear door, and have 2, 3 people have a go going at it.
That is the ultimate way to sell your product, I think. Is
let people have a go.
Literally have a crack on, see what you can do.
If they do damages or whatever, we think, actually no, we can actually make it this bit better now, or we'll reinforce.
Yeah, because it's an R&D day, isn't it, for you?
Yeah.
You know, you may see something, you go, they ain't going to get, well, I know they ain't going to get into them, but you might see something and go, oh, if he had kept that for another 20 minutes, he'd have been, we'll tweak that, we'll put another. Yeah,
that's what we learned from when we did the crowbar, we did the wrecking bar and the sledgehammer. I thought we had a 2 mil plate, and then straight away we changed it to 4 mil. Then Sole Secure did the grinding. They said, actually, you should go to 5 mil. And we took that, and so like this van doors are 0.6. But the gate, there's in certain places, the gates are 5 mil hardened steel. What's covering the locks, what the main bit you want to cover is solid.
Yeah.
And then they gave us a couple of ideas. I'm not going to say on here, but it makes it even harder.
Yeah.
So when they did the testing, they thought, actually, this is what we did testing on other products. You should really implement this on your new gates. And they said Sole Secure and Sole Secure, and then gave us all these devices and little things and showed us their little videos of other things they've done, and we've actually implemented that on the gates.
So there you go. Anyone that's listening to this podcast or watching it and they think, oh, they can't be that good, get yourself down to Supertrowel.
Yep.
Graham's going to have his van with a full rig there. If you can get into it, he'll have something inside for you.
Yeah, we're not quite sure yet, but it's going to be something tasty. Now, now I've said it now, bloody hell.
Oh, yeah. You have to stick $1,000 in a box inside or something. That's confidence in your own product. But no, hats off to you for doing that. But I want to say, just from every tradesman out there, thank you so much for what you are doing to help secure these vans for tradespeople, because it's making waves, and people are now going, it has proven, are they Mundy gates? People are knowing that Mundy security thing. So, mate, it's been mega having you on. I've wanted to get you on for ages because I think what you're doing is brilliant. So, thanks for coming on, Graham. All of Graham's details will be in the links below, how to get hold of him. But if not, you're on, what's your Instagram handle?
Mundy Van Security _
Put it in, it'll come up.
Yeah.
Same on Facebook and all the usual sort of outlets.
Websites and all that good stuff.
Yeah. So, no, Graham, thank you so much for coming on, mate. And keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, thank you very much.
Nice one. Cheers, buddy.